Hi everyone, it's your girl Doris. If you're not following me, kindly follow me at Doris Feeds. Share my video, like, and comment. So if you have not subscribed, please subscribe through the link at Doris Feeds. So today I just want to give you people brief history about on Elmina Castle and how religion was, brought to Africa through slave trade. So you can see, as you can see, I'm going to the Elmina Castle in Ghana. Ghana was among the West African countries. Then it was not. Then we had. It wasn't like we had Ghana or Nigeria like that. We were, we're in a particular kingdom. How will I call it? So Nigeria, Ghana. All of us are in West Africa. So So let's talk about the Elmina Castle. As you can see, I'm inside the castle and the commentator is talking. So, but let me explain, give you brief history. This Elmina Castle was built in 1482 by the Portuguese. It's the oldest European building in sub-Saharan Africa. Originally meant as a trade post for gold and ivory. That's what the blacks were selling those days. In that spot was like a market for gold and ivory. It later became a major hub for the transatlantic slave trade. Thousands of enslaved Africans were kept in dark dungeons, being shipped across the Atlantic. So let me talk how religion and how it started in West Africa. So the Portuguese were deeply Catholic. Yes, they were deeply Catholic. So right above the dungeons where the slaves were kept, this is where the slaves were kept and chained, they built a Catholic chapel just right above the place where the dungeon is. Enslaved people there suffered, and prayers and mass were held above. Religion was also used as a great tool of justification. European traders often claimed that they were saving souls by spreading Christianity while profiting from slavery. Later, when the Dutch took control in 1637, they replaced the Catholic influence with Protestantism, continued the same contradiction. That's Protestant church. So they continued with the same contradiction, and all these things continue to happen. All these things continue to happen for a long time. In fact, at Elmina Castle, religion stood side by side with slavery. It was used as a spiritual comfort for the Europeans and a justification for oppression, while Africans in chains experienced its hardest contradiction. So I will be rounding up now, and I'll be leaving the commentator to tell you more about the Elmina Castle. Thank you guys. If you are not following me, kindly follow me at Doris Feeds.
Into this reservoir, because after the rainy season, this is what they are going to depend on. The fresh for their bathing, cooking, whatever. When they first arrived, it was the seawater that they were using for most of their stuff. Like you find it on empty at a point in time. One of their governor was a doctor by profession, was a medical surgeon. He brought this old idea to put this underground reservoir to contain rainwater during the rainy season. To use the next rainy season.
Sorry.
They actually took that time to took them a period of 10 years to totally construct this water reservoir from 1753 until 1763. So that's the old Danish language. That's the old language. The current is very difficult to understand it because the old language. They just that they did in this castle was named after him. They call him King Christian the Seventh. That's why they call it the Christianborg Castle at the King. For the British part, it was named after King George Rex V of United Kingdom. So you see the letter G are attached to whatever the British did their stations. 1921 and 1950. And these are some of the warehouses. Let's pass around to see the nature of some of the storerooms or warehouses before we climb up.
The warehouse, what were they using for?
They store their commodities, it's like they are calling beverages.
The beverages?
Yeah, whatever they were telling the local people, the spices.
Sorry.
So these are warehouses or storerooms. These two ones were securely kept because this is where they kept the minerals that they traded from the local people, the ivories. And the guns and the gunpowder that was brought to trade with the local people, they kept them in other warehouse because it's securely kept them. It's secure very well. And others are meant for the alcoholic beverages and the spices. All over. Just all storerooms or warehouses.
So all these ones are
Presidential walkway. Whenever the president comes, he was the only one who was allowed to access it. And when I say visitor, just like a visiting president, vice president, or prime minister, or monarch, you are allowed to walk with the president on the red carpet, which was made from down from this. That's why they created this gift to lock it up ever since they made the seat of government from this class. And give them that response. Unless there's a president visiting this class or a vice president or prime minister, that they do allow them to access it and giving them this respect. So for now, we are climbing our review. You give us the view of the Atlantic Ocean.
so this is Atlantic.
That's the resident of the British Canada. That's the people of the Canada. So only the Canada was allowed to start the family. So the continue to do the
So this is where they swimming. This is where they have the Roman Catholic Church.
They were trying to maintain the moral standard among the other persons. That's the main purpose that they put this Roman Catholic Church within them. We always try to put a church within the castle and forth to maintain the moral standard of the other persons within the castle, control their behaviors. And at the point in time, they're trying to spread it to the localities of people. This is to perpetuate whatever they were doing. When it was first put, it was also Roman Catholic Church. By the Portuguese. That's the only thing that the Portuguese put in this country, just for Macalita. The name was Saint Francis Xavier. That's the name that they gave, Saint Francis Xavier of Macalita Chapel. When the British came, they converted it to an Anglican chapel. And the pictures that we see, there are pictures of portraits of some of our ex-presidents. So as the reason that is created, for some of the other
Pictures of all the ex-presidents.
All the pictures of our past presidents, carrying on, they're going to have a chance to their stories in the period that served the nation. One of our presidents has once used this chapel before. Only one of our presidents used it before. When they say the town, it's a town that we call Apamos. That's where it comes from. So he came and worked with them, spy on their security, learn their knowledge, study whatever they were doing. At a point in time, he stopped working with them, returned back to his community. About 80 Songolers were selected. He led them to come and attack the Danish. But around 1693, he actually defeated them and took over this castle. Because he was the one that led, he was selected to be the leader of the castle. He became the governor of this castle from 1693 that he defeated him until 1694, only just for 1 year. Because the Danish people came back again to negotiate with him. He then demanded some money from them. They paid him their money, which is about 50 marks of gold. He took over these 50 marks of gold from the Danish people, returned the castle. But when he was leaving, he refused not to give them the original keys of this castle. The keys of the doors of the warehouses and the offices and whatever. He took it back to his community as a proof that he once was a governor of this. So to now go to this township, they are still in possession of the keys that they took away. This golden chapel, this was the first pulpit. That was what the bishop was keeping the only communal cows for the environment. Yeah.
So this was
What's the name of this place?
It's part of the castle.
Part of the castle.
I want to take all. Where the conference bend, there was no building over there. Okay. And I'm going to go for the opinion of the decided to create more offices for the president. So that's where the personal office and some of his few staffs used to be. And there's another point used by his vice president and his other senior staff. All the presidential staffers were using the offices. So the president has his staff over in the castle. That's why it is. And this is one of the original cannon bombs that you see mounted on top of the castle. For these smaller ones, you see them on top of the castle that they used to defend themselves against attack coming from other directions. They used to mount them at this side of the castle on top of it. Yeah.
Okay, so who was operating it? Oh, it was
officers.
Okay.
You have officers that were guarding the castle.
Operating it. Okay.
Yeah.